I have a better solution.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry, and we can finally move on to the next video series. It'll be awesome. So you guys might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm gonna basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're covering Reckless Ben tonight. We haven't covered Ben on the channel for a while, so this is going to be a bit of a late reaction. But to be honest, there's really not a shitload going on right now. I still haven't seen part 3. It's new to me, maybe not to you. So I want to go over it and talk about it. The last place that we left off in the playlist, if you're checking, is going over CoffeeZilla's video. And my main takeaway from Coffee's video is that this just kind of needs to go to court now. There's a lot of like speculation and discussion on both sides. There are issues that I have with, I'm forgetting the girl's name, but the former owner. There are issues that I obviously have with the McNeffs. There are issues that I have with like the way that Ben has conducted himself and his content. And ultimately, I do think that really the next step for me, outside of just pointing, laughing, and enjoying some of these videos, is that this just needs to be settled by a court of law. It looks like CoffeeZilla pointed out a lot of shit. I know people retroactively have gone back and tried to say the video is bad, but it's really not. It's actually the best, most informative video I've seen on this entire situation. The only thing that could potentially make that an obsolete statement
so there's this creature
is that it is locked in what was
DeOrio.
relevant at the time.
He has this segment called The Ultimate Rape Reviews.
Wait,
Thank
you're
you.
finally doing more Legos? McGeech is going to be so pissed.
Bro,
IYKYK.
So yeah, again, the only thing that's really holding back the video made by CoffeeZilla is that it's kind of locked in terms of what we knew at the time, which is really the last thing I knew about this situation. So today, we're going to be going over Reckless Ben Part 3 and how it's still kind of a progressing movement, the brick by brick stuff, and like the fucking we steal from old people. It's still showing up 20 hours ago. People are at the Portland Timbers versus Real Salt Lake, and they're holding signs up. Like, this is still a super relevant topic that everybody's still been talking about for like the last 2-3 weeks. I haven't spoke about it since VidCon, so I'm like way behind. Our next stream about it, which is not in this video, will be going over the bench, no, that's not the right one. I'm sorry, the update to this. And additionally, the Brandon Buckingham video where Reckless Ben announces that he's like the Rosa Parks of Lego. So we'll be reviewing that separately. That's not a today thing. Now we're just getting caught up with everything we missed. And I've heard there's like a part 4 on the horizon. I don't know when that's coming out, but I have heard that that is like a thing. So let's take a look at this. The first major thing that happened, we covered this in an intro, so it wasn't in any of the playlists, is that the Reckless Ben gag order, I guess, had been modified, and Ben was now allowed to speak again.
1 month ago, I was wrongfully silenced.
I am no longer allowed to even mention this mystery company.
But today, I got my freedom of speech back.
I have my freedom of speech back, baby!
This guy's absolutely fucking insane.
I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs still support people.
At first when I watched this, I thought it was ADR, but it's just bad audio quality because he's like in the air. It's probably windy.
And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our first criminal.
How funny would it be if he went to jail immediately after saying this?
Right back. Yeah. Episode 3 is live right now on Patreon, so check it out. If you don't want to subscribe to Patreon, then you can always...
And then he like dropped it immediately, right? I remember this came out in the morning. I covered it on stream, and I think during my stream he dropped that video. This was on July 7th, and this is gonna be the public date, right? So it was literally the next day that it went public. Episode 3 coming to YouTube very soon. I guess he was not lying. This is awesome. Oregon versus Utah. They had a strong chance of catching the BM owner and customer of the relevant stores. Be careful. Someone might accuse you of being arrested multiple times and insisting that you threatened violence on their staff with no evidence. So I'm assuming that's like in reference to recent things. Again, I haven't seen this video. I believe this is now Ben's most popular, which is crazy to me because I still think part 1 is the fucking most insane thing I've ever seen. So in terms of popular videos, oh, I meant live videos. The most popular one on the channel is now officially part 3. It is now officially part 3. Bricks and Minifigures tried to get me arrested to stop this video. And then the part 2 is the second most. Oh no, I'm sorry. Part 1. Part 1 is the second most. Part 2 is less. Again, it is so funny going back and watching this. I'm not going to do a whole, like, restart, but just watching this video right here in the beginning.
This man spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection ever. It's estimated to be worth around $200,000.
If someone showed you that, like I showed to Fringy, and then cut to this,
To their store.
Nick just started insulting us.
I just love how it escalated.
This is the story of how I got swatted, all because of
Reckless Ben low-key thinks he's CoffeeZilla. I mean, that just makes it funnier to me.
Legos.
I never thought it was going to get this big. I mean, I knew it was big from the first video, but I didn't know it was going to get this big, no.
The whole thing started with me investigating a Lego company called Bricks and Minifigs. The company sent 2 guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them.
I don't know. My biggest issue with like Lego coverage and stuff, and I'll just, I guess, give a disclaimer now. It's a bit late to do, but I just really don't take any of this particularly seriously. I just think this is just fucking hilarious. This whole thing. Yeah, like there are tons of issues I have with this content. I think I've even said this on occasion when going over it. I mean, I have issues. There are obvious issues that I will have with the way that Ben conducts himself throughout this and different things that he says and does. But I'm looking at this like purely from a enjoyability standpoint. I just think it's really funny. I'm sure there's like precedents that can be set and like things that are bad.
Nicholas DeOrio streamed about this last night, and after watching Nick's stream, I'm kind of fucking blackpilled on this shit.
Crazy that Ben's story just keeping gaining more eyes on it. The story is so big that news orgs, celebrities and random people everywhere knows what happened.
It's just beyond, it's just funny. Part of that is like charisma. It's just unfortunately one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. So let's see if part 3 remains funny or if it starts to get to the point where it's overstaying its welcome.
To go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Yeah, Bricks and Mini.
Dude, look at his shave.
About to go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong.
Dude, he's got like the neck beard. He's got like the one long hair he has to pull.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs is making up tons of lies about me to the
Are you suggesting that he's reckless? No, I think that was totally rational to be on top of that poll.
police to try to get me thrown in jail so I can't release my document.
I don't know, this topic has just been genuinely toxic. I think the Reddit people are fucking crazy.
There's a KFC in Yemen!
It's time for Ultimate Lego Review.
I think I think the biggest culture shock that I had covering this was when I spent half the time watching the CoffeeZilla video, fighting with my chat, justifying why I think the original lady was dodgy and how her statements are kind of weird. And then I went into my Discord and everyone's just like, you're the biggest Ben Glazer I've ever seen. And I was like, it's literally just getting fucked from both sides here. It's really not, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to spend more time on it.
About them, but the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film inside court, so I formally requested the audio, but since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it.
$5, my man.
That sounds expensive. Thank you! You guys hit the goal. I appreciate it. You have earned another goal. You're right, people get all Reddit about it and ruin it. Well, I understand the negative sentiment to Ben if your only experience was fighting with retarded Redditors the entire time, arguing every single focal point of this issue.
No.
Wrong.
The Lego situation is politics too. Everyone is sides cut AF.
Yeah, again, going into it, I thought it was just kind of like a low-key, funny, stupid situation. But apparently it's a battleground state now that I have to be extremely serious about covering, or the implications will ruin this community.
Right now, I kind of don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the victims. However, I think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense and that weren't to protect the victims, and there's some things being said about me that are redacted that I don't know about.
I do have.
Thank you.
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thanks for the $5, my man.
Nicholas,
well,
thanks for
actually,
sucking my balls.
hold on, that's not entirely fair. I did promote Ben's Patreon directly. Which in my thought process there was like, oh, I'm supporting like the original creator and that's where you need to watch it. But a Patreon is more than just a, like saying, oh, part 2 is on Patreon, you can go watch it now, and promoting it that way, or being even more direct. I'm thinking it's just like, oh, support the official release, but it also kind of is like a larger, I guess, support statement of this guy's like general content, because it's not just the Reckless Ben Lego situation on there. That's like a support of character, I think. So I would probably reword that.
Some concern.
Nick is being very serious about his coverage. Little did we know he's wearing the Road to the Hut costume. Yeah, it's like Bo Black's with the RFC dress, but I'm dressed up like Road to the Hut all the time.
In this case, with the defendant,
I literally can't dress up like Road to the Hut because the tail is like large.
some concern. In this case, with the defendant representing himself, the allegations here relate to the fact that the defendant...
You can't say anything that goes against Ben because you'll be called a shill and paid off and glazing $1 million company. Like, dude, I totally empathize with that. That was literally happening to me when I gave like the lightest criticism. So I imagine people who are actually like locked in on this are being driven fucking crazy.
He's a...
The animation for this, oh, it looks great. Whoever did it.
Person who, he's a YouTuber, creates videos, publishes them online, and has been, if this defendant were to represent himself...
Again, what I'm getting out of this opening part is like, hey, this guy's going to represent himself. He's not going to take this seriously, and he's just going to use it for YouTube content, further attacking the company. I mean, sure, I guess that'll happen, but wouldn't that, like, help the case? I mean, yeah, you don't want him to do it, but...
And we were to provide body...
He's representing himself, though this is really old now. Even when this was posted, this was old. He got a lawyer way before this, right? I think Ethan confirmed it, but I don't know what date that was.
Cams and discovery, we would be now providing...
Hey, thank you! What?
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
What the fuck did you just write? What?
Nick, I'm kinda drunk, and I have a confession to make. I purposely looked up the January 11th photos. I will forever be in tremendous pain.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Additional information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
Yeah, the state of Utah is claiming that if they tell me what I'm being accused of, then I'll use it for content on my YouTube channel.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, he's gonna do that. Doesn't that help the case?
And they can't have that. They're arguing to the judge that the best...
And he kind of does that. That's kind of a thing he did.
...thing to do is to not let me know what's being said about me, which is very strange, but that's their argument. And just in case you haven't been following along with this whole Lego story...
It's like, I don't know the mechanics of this. I'm not a lawyer. It sounds stupid conceptually that like if you're representing yourself that you can't know like the details of your own case, but like simultaneously I understand why they'd be requesting this.
This is all happening because I stepped in to help a family who got their Lego collection stolen from a company.
It's also kind of difficult to navigate whose Legos they actually are. That's like a really good point here. In the first video, they essentially split ownership of the entire collection in $10,000 increments among Ben and all of his friends. So at what point, are these Brian's Legos, or are these the 10 people's Legos, or how do you give back the money to Brian? It would have to be paid to the 10 people, and that's what makes part of the actual video coverage so confusing. I don't know how you rectify a situation that's been kind of fucked this way.
Company called Bricks and Minifigs. And for the last couple months, this company's been doing whatever they can to get me arrested so they can keep all the Legos for themselves. And this is...
Like, I understand, and I know people are going to push back on that by saying, well, he gave loans to all those people, so he hasn't actually been paid for it. It's like, yeah, but like, where does the ownership lie? I don't... Because if Brian Mansell goes to the table with Bricks and Minifigures to be compensated, if he no longer owns these Legos, like, is that complicating it? Or is he then giving the money back to those guys to satisfy a debt that would then be taxed? I don't understand the implications of this.
There's a KFC in Yemen!
He's making the best choices for content, but seriously bad legal choices. He lucked out that the B&M are evil as shit.
I think he lucked out that they were like so cartoon.
The goat.
No.
Thank you for the $5.
I disagree with you.
man.
I think he knew enough about the Eamon McNeff character before he uploaded the video, because the stuff in there seems ridiculous on the face. I think where Ben really lucked out is like that they're two lol cows who will just call into streams and look worse. Like Eamon McNeff and his brother Matthew McNeff are literally allergic to anything that could be considered good optical decisions when discussing their case and anything related to Ben or Brian publicly. All of their statements have been terrible. Their contributions to CoffeeZilla's video have been questionable, to the point where if they end up being the victims in this situation, it's not hard understanding why people were so quick to jump on him, other than the sensational video by Reckless Ben. Not to say that would justify any of the incorrect comments, but yeah, they have been just cartoonishly malicious since that video's release.
It isn't even just me speculating. One of their own employees literally told us what their plan was.
I got a call from my boss, and it was like, how do we get them arrested?
Dang.
How do we get them arrested?
But eventually, Bricks and Minifigs found out that I'm not just some random kid. I'm actually a YouTuber making a documentary on the entire scandal.
So the YouTube guy is named Reckless Ben. I don't want to be on YouTube.
Yeah, this is when things really started getting crazy. Bricks and Minifigs went into ultimate defense mode and was going to do whatever it takes to prevent this documentary from coming out. First, the police got a call saying I had heroin on me.
This officer is going to conduct a search of your person because there are substances in the vehicle. Really?
And obviously, they found nothing. But then they got a call saying that I was the one that stole the Legos. And I got swatted by the entire police department.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And we all got arrested.
So this is all just the backstory, stuff we already know.
But right when I got out of jail, I got a warrant for my arrest for some mystery crime that I committed.
It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is in LA.
Yeah, the police showed up to my house all the way in Los Angeles to arrest me without bail.
He was like, just tell him he has a warrant for his arrest.
But the police couldn't arrest me.
Any idea where he actually is?
No idea.
I forget, when is this? This is new, right? Or is this? No, this was something that came out in the in between two.
Okay.
I was somewhere.
No, I'm sorry. That was part two. That wasn't part two.
Very far away.
I thought he was in Mexico.
But anyways, back to court.
Okay, good. Back to new things.
The judge is looking at signing a protective order to protect Josh and all of his statements about me. If this protective order gets signed, then I'll never be able to find out what he's claiming I did.
I got bad news. I don't think we have any more budget for animation, dude.
Oh,
So wait, does that mean that just like the cool animation that we saw in the first 3 minutes of the... Why wouldn't you just cut the animation if you only have fucking 2 minutes of animation?
Shoot. So how do we animate this next...
Why would you...
Court scene. I guess if...
I mean, listen, apparently you guys haven't been supporting the Patreon enough. What the fuck?
We have to not pay the lawyers, and that... I guess the animation's more important, right?
You were right, it was expensive.
Yeah, we decided maybe the lawyers are actually more important. So, yeah, we ran out of animation budget. Sorry, guys.
The court's inclined to sign this pretrial protective order unless you have an objection to it, Mr. Schneider, and the objection to such an order.
No, I think making that part of the narrative is funny. No, yeah, I agree.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of misunderstandings in this case. And so this person doesn't want to get exposed, so he's making up a lot of lies about me to... order to like get me arrested before he gets exposed. So that's what this whole thing's about.
However, before I was allowed to show any of the overwhelming evidence I have to support my claims, the judge didn't care about the evidence and signed the protective order anyways.
So my understanding with the protective order thing is that it was so stupid initially that when they went back to the drawing board to try to make it less aggressive, they're like, it's still too vague, meaning that meanwhile the first one was extremely vague. Am I wrong on that?
Mr. Schneider, the court's going to sign this order and serve it upon you.
So the court has made it clear. They do not want to look at the evidence and they want to protect Josh and Brandon for some reason. And now I have to somehow fight a court case against all of these mystery crimes against me that I have no clue what they're even saying I did. So this whole mess is happening in American Fork, Utah. But I'm also being charged with another case in Provo, Utah.
Nick, would you consider opioids? No.
Imagine how much more easier this would have been if Ben just decided to seek legal advice first.
Well, the criticism isn't even just legal advice first. The criticism is like legal advice at the time in the video's timeline, right? Like, the guy is literally representing himself after all of this. That was the point where I'm like, oh, so he's just a little stupid. Like, it's not, oh, he's reckless, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. But when he was talking about representing himself, because he didn't have, quote-unquote, like, enough money or whatever the fuck reasoning he did, that was when it's like, oh, okay, this guy is, like, actually just, like, a bit dumb. Like he's a bit of a dumb person. That's, like, a really bad idea.
This is where corporate bricks and minifigs is, which is why I'm also being charged here. And
it's like, it's not for, like, humor. He actually did. This is a thing he actually did.
Police department has surprisingly actually followed the law when it comes to discovery, and they sent me all the raw body cam footage of what I'm being charged for.
So I'm assuming this is the bulk of the new content.
Let's start at the beginning, the moment I first met the CEO. The reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed, I thought it was in good faith to give them an opportunity to do the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
You had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store?
Nope. Never happened.
But the CEO did not want to take the opportunity to do the right thing and instead instantly called the cops on us.
Hi there, I'm calling to report a crime.
They themselves say,
well, yeah, the goal is to, like, trespass you.
Hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're...
So we don't have the full audio, but that sounds like fucking crazy.
You guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down.
Like, has any evidence been, I guess, published that there was any, like, threat of arson?
Or we're gonna burn.
Or is this just completely made up?
The place down. Or I'll kill you. It's Ben Snyder who's been the one engaged in this behavior.
You can see in the police report that the crime he wanted...
Because people were speculating on what this could have been, like the easy way or the hard way, therefore that's the threat. So if the audio is actually, like, this guy's threatened to commit arson or murder me at my local business establishment, I've seen no evidence to support that has happened.
To get us charged for...
Yeah, it sounds made up until we have additional information.
Or is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back, you know, and...
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience, it's that whoever...
Yes, Nick, are you dumb? The evidence is his words. Yeah, but the evidence is also the evidence. So, like, we have the recorded conversation here, and then we have the other camera angle there. Like, when could this have even, like, happened? That's my question. And why are the police treating this, like, as if it's a credible threat, if it's just a spoken word testimony where there seems like there's so much surveillance. There seems like there's a lot of cameras. The one angle we haven't seen yet is an outside camera pointing in. So I guess presumably if their argument was that Ben didn't release all of the audio, that's where it was. That's probably their defense, but, like,
not want to take the opportunity.
There's just so many different angles of this. The fact that we haven't seen anything concrete here tells me that it probably didn't happen.
This person, if you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're going to burn the place down. Or I'll kill you. It's Ben Snyder who's been the one engaged in this behavior.
You can see in the police report that the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want...
And this was just, like, aura farming.
Stoic. Hebrews!
That's what this was essentially. That was the goal here, was to just aura farm for a video segment.
I'm back, you know, and...
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience, it's that whoever ends up doing the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over.
And again, Ben lucks out really hard here by the CEO being stupid enough to confront him publicly about it. If he just didn't do any of this, it would have made Ben look a lot worse.
So now it's time to play the way...
No, I don't for a second believe that Ben said he'd kill him. Listen, all right? We're covering this like a normal story now, so we have to sit here and like... we have to sit here and explain and over-explain every possible scenario to meet everybody's local criteria and how this has to be covered.
Minifigs is playing.
I apologize deeply.
And use their own strategy against them. Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now, I'm gonna Uno reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested.
How does he possess the ability to do that?
But if I'm going to be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So I'm going to give them one more chance to try to do the right thing first. But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work...
So do we know for a matter of fact if Ben knows he was trespassed after the first one? I'm led to believe no, because they called that in, or if he was even trespassed the first time. He gets, like, actually trespassed the second time. Here, when they retreat back into their office like they should have done the first time, Eamon McNeff and whoever this low-level employee is, and then they have the cop come and trespass him.
This out, Eamon just hid in his little office.
He should have did this in the first place.
And he called the police on me.
I can tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
Really? But they told us that they were.
So this is like the official trespassing point.
Normally I wouldn't want to get someone arrested, but we gave him every opportunity to talk to us, so at this point he's just arresting himself. However, the only difference between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Eamon McNeff actually committed a crime. I have tons of crimes on camera that Eamon McNeff has committed. Let's start at the beginning with crime number 1.
Thank you!
Commentator of the year, the best commentator of the year.
Why the hell did he say he's gonna get M arrested? It's originally meant to be a civil case.
Well, I think he's saying that he got arrested. So he was trying... Again, this whole... I don't know, you're like hyper fixating on it. But like, I think that his cinematic point of the video is like he got arrested for statements that he didn't say. So now he's gonna like Uno reverse that. And then when they don't actually arrest him, he's gonna be like, oh, whoa, police corruption. I don't think it's even on the table that the CEO is going to be arrested in this video. That's not how I've kind of read it at all.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Yep, you're right, guys. He should not be putting this in a video.
So who's
This should never be uploaded.
Brian Mansell.
You're right.
Okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
Eamon was first trying to claim that he's never even heard of Brian Mansell, and this guy definitely never had any Legos in a Bricks and Minifigs store. But once we showed him all of the social media posts his own company made, it was very obvious that we just caught him in a lie. So the CEO decided to change his story, and now the story is...
It's less about him being trespassed, but it's more establishing the basis for the stalking charge. Got it.
The Legos used to be in the store, but the previous owner, Crystal,
Crystal. I still don't like Crystal. I don't know. I haven't seen what she's been doing recently, but after the, I was a little bit wary of her, and then after the CoffeeZilla video, that kind of hit a lot of alarms for me.
Stole all the Legos.
Is she still writing, like, monologues, giving, like, weird updates on Reddit every week? Is that her goal?
Right before they took over the store.
Back up the easy way.
We don't have the Lego. Crystal sold the Lego.
The only problem is their security camera footage of the previous owner getting kicked out.
Crystal seems like a good faith idiot. She seems kind of sketchy to me. That might just be because of like boomer delivery or something. Or it could be more than that. I don't really know why someone in her position is offering as many updates to random Redditors. And the way that she carried herself in that CoffeeZilla conversation was poor. I don't think her answers were particularly good to any question. That could be because she has played some part of this that she's not being upfront about, or yeah, I don't know.
These are ones that have...
It could just be entirely vibes that I don't like. I guess we'll find out. This is why, like, at the end of the previous video, I'm like, this shit just needs to be solved in court now. Court will, like, they'll dig in, they'll find out exactly what happened here, and that's, like, good. Everything else is kind of wasted speculation now.
He has not been paid his percentage yet, and if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Also, her husband's kind of crazy. Didn't he, like, flee the country? I didn't even realize that. I mean, flee the country. He's like, yeah, he was worried. He fled the country in like the opposite of how Coach Red Pill went to Ukraine. He's just like, Donald Trump is going to persecute artists or like writers or something. We need to flee the country immediately. That is kind of like a side level derangement.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment liability.
Corporate just said that they're going to be the ones to take over the consignment deal with all the Legos that are still in the store.
Also, another thing, she owned a bird. I know the bird is like a point of contention. I don't know any normal people who own birds. Maybe there's chatters in here that can like woke me on this subject. Okay, I'm just being a dick now. The bird one wasn't a real talking point. I don't know, she's like a Harry Potter professor. Okay, I don't know.
And as extra proof that these Lego sets were still in the store, the owner went into the back and started...
The bird one wasn't serious. Please don't indict me on the bird charge.
Taking pictures.
I owned a turtle. That's good for you. Turtles are based. Do people own hermit crabs anymore? I feel like hermit crabs, growing up, were like a common pet, and like people would like paint the shells and stuff. But I've never heard of a hermit crab in like 10 years, so I don't know if these are like still optimal pets that people have in their house. I'm sorry, I'm deviating.
Of everything that you can verify in the metadata with the timestamps that match the exact moment she's getting kicked out, and then you can see her leave the store with nothing in her hands, proving that the sets were still in the store and the CEO...
Yeah, again, this is all just looping back to stuff we already know. The initial bookkeeping wasn't accurate. Bird is... Oh, well, bird. Bird is the word. Yes.
Bird is the word?
It is the word. Bird is the word.
Is lying to us right now, but that's only one side of the story. I also thought it was fair to hear his side.
She sent a bunch of pictures of the Lego still in the back, and you can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes and throws her out.
Corporate what? Corporate what?
Of the Lego still in the back, and you can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes.
Dude, okay, I was not taking this serious enough. Dude, everybody's coming. What the fuck?
And throws her out.
Like, great.
I would suggest watching the interview Crystal did with LawTuber channel Husband and Wife Law Duo. I think they haven't been a fan of everything Ben has done either. That could be an interesting watch. Maybe I'll put that in the docket for Reckless Ben 3.5.
I understand what you're talking about, but you have a misunderstanding of what has occurred, and you're taking one person's word over another person's word. You go after the party that's responsible, and you don't want to because that's not easy. You have accepted a narrative that is not real, and you are continuing to pursue that narrative because it's easy and it gives you views and it gives you all sorts of clout and does all sorts of things that way.
So basically what the CEO is trying to explain to me is we shouldn't be looking at the evidence. Instead, I should just be taking his word for it.
So my biggest problem with this Ben video so far is that nothing has really happened in the first 10 minutes. I don't know, maybe it was because it was like a 2-week span between parts 2 and 1, and I'm getting like a Stranger Things level of recap here, but there's really only about a minute's worth of new information.
Because he said so.
Crystal Law was a former franchisee of Bricks and Minifigs.
Yeah.
Wait, I lied. Is this part new from the interview that we didn't see last time? That I might be wrong, actually. I don't remember the Crystal thing.
Mr. Mansell's Lego, sold it, didn't pay him.
Wait, did this just pop into video number 3? Like, Eamon McNeff claiming Crystal did this from the get-go wasn't in the first video? A lot of it's reframing old info. No, is this part right here in the original video? I don't remember this audio.
She has his money.
I feel like that would have been like cool if that is that not in the first video?
But
she sold his Lego.
That's just a lie. No, it's not just a lie. Thank you for like put that pushback, but my point is it's not just a lie. It's allegedly the lie. This is the argument that they were going to use and have been using for the last month since Ben's situation first came out. So to say it's just a lie would be an understatement. It's like the fucking actual argument. It wasn't in part 1. Yeah, that probably would have been smart to put in because obviously that was their argument. Like he's denying knowing anything about this, and then
to make it easier.
And again, I don't know why wouldn't this be in part 1? We get the part where he's like, I don't know who Brian Mansell is. I don't know who those Legos are. Who is that? Why would that? And then he goes into a whole song and dance about how Crystal has all of Brian's money. Like, this is context that I would have liked earlier.
Here for you guys to understand the CEO's argument, we're going to demonstrate his.
A lot of this is incriminating and should have been shown in the first 3 parts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about a lot of this, but that part in particular, that needed to be in video 1 for me.
Argument with a little skit.
Oh, that wasn't a backflip. No.
Oh, are you sure?
You have a misunderstanding of what happened.
Yes, this is the exact argument the CEO is trying to make. Something we just saw in video, the CEO is saying never happened, which would mean the CEO is lying. And most people would agree that lying is morally wrong. However, if you lie about a crime, the way Eamon's lying to me right now, then that's not just morally wrong anymore. That crosses into new territory called illegal. The specific crime is called...
All right, let me see how... Okay.
Obstruction. If someone commits this crime, they can get arrested.
Okay, but wouldn't the implication have to be that they have established an illegal act has occurred, which would then be required to be proven in some sort of a court case of some capacity? Or there'd have to be like a conviction or something. Like, I don't think just lying to somebody about a crime that you believe is a crime would be constituting an arrest from the police officers. I don't think that's how that works.
That crosses into new territory called illegal.
Yeah, this seems like a waste of my time.
The specific crime is...
It gets better, keep watching. Oh, I'm sure it does. I'm saying like this particular segue. I could kind of see where this was going in the beginning.
It's called obstruction. If someone commits this...
I get it. It's to frame the police as non-favorable to him, but I just don't think it works.
Crime, they can get arrested.
This is a really autistic opening from him or me.
We're at the police station.
Because if it's from me, yes. But if it's from him, yes.
And we're going to charge him with a criminal crime, obstructing of evidence of...
I get what you're saying. I feel like the same way he's not taking it serious. I mean, I don't think he's really been taking it serious, at least in the video presentation form, the entire time. I just find this a bit more grating because, like, I can see where this is going. It's one thing when the cops are showing up and putting guns in his face and he's, like, bringing people into the woods and doing a tribal ritual. This just doesn't seem like it's going to be... I don't want to say productive because I don't think any of these things were inherently productive before, like leaving ducks at the guy's house. It just doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. It's kind of just retreading on ground we've already covered. But I don't know. You kind of got my take on it already. Let's see where it goes.
A $200,000 theft. And good news for us, we found out last week that all of the police in Utah take obstruction very...
Hey, Nick, if that was going to be their story, why change it 3 different times? Probably because there's information here that they're hiding. Again, I'm not like pro bricks and minifigures. I think the CoffeeZilla reveal where they didn't even realize, quote unquote, that they had like an itemized list of Brian's Lego sets in some capacity. And he's like, oh my God, I am seeing this for the very first time. Yeah, I'm not like bricks and minifigures focused here.
Very seriously here. The police arrested my friend Sheldon for obstruction just for locking his phone.
Right now you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay, put your hands behind your back.
Now I watched this part and I thought that was stupid and shouldn't be obstruction. And I guess that's kind of Ben's argument here, maybe. I don't know. If all the things that were done to you were immoral and shouldn't have happened, using the exact same tactic, I don't know. I get where he's going with it. It's just not really...
I was just locking my phone.
You're under arrest for obstruction of evidence right now.
The crazy part is, the police didn't even have a warrant, so Sheldon locking his phone was 100% legal. But the police arrested him anyways because that's literally how serious the police take obstruction crimes here. They do not mess around when it comes to obstruction. So now, just imagine how angry the police are gonna be when I go into the police station and tell them that someone is actually, for real this time, committing an obstruction crime. And this obstruction crime is on a much bigger scale. Later, the police called...
Well, they're pursuing you for stalking, you and your friends for stalking. So there's an active case against you. You're calling in to say, hey, my name is Reckless Ben, and Brian Mansell had the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft. And it was stolen from him by Blip Blop Gooner Gamer 42. And this was all done through Eamon McNeff's personal device.
Nicholas, the GOAT.
So, like, obviously, they're not going to take that seriously.
Me saying that they were going to do a police investigation on this.
Hey, Benjamin, this is Officer Halpern from Provo Police.
I told the detective the entire situation.
He was saying that
this family's Lego sets were never even in the store, like all of this stuff, and it's all documented. I have video of all of him saying this. I think he's like falsifying evidence, and
dude, imagine calling a cop being like, he's falsifying evidence.
I think that's
yeah, man, I use Google too.
Obstruction.
This is the equivalent of like Googling if you have cancer because you coughed.
And now that we stole Bricks and Minifigs' strategy, I think the plan is finally,
you know, that phone call lasted 2 hours? That's crazy.
gonna work. Looks like the CEO is going down. I mean, I submitted the videos of Eamon saying we're gonna burn down the building and shoot him.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn the...
This wasn't interesting until the Ohio police showed themselves to be corrupt. Dog, this was interesting to me when he jumped in the water. I think the tribal ritual was where I was like, this is the funniest shit ever.
Place down, or we're gonna burn the place down, or I'll kill you.
And then I submitted all the...
Every time he tells the story of Brian Mansell's Lego collection of somebody I care a little less, I think that might not be a you thing. I do think that it becomes grating every time a new character is installed into the franchise. He's like, so Brian Mansell's the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft.
Raw footage of the entire conversation I had with him, proving to
you know what, I kind of, you know, it's terrible to say, but I kind of agree with you on that.
The police that we never even said anything close to this. This raw footage verifies that everything I told the police is true, and everything Eamon told the police is a lie. On top of that, I even got access to the...
I don't know, I just hate it. I think we should let them fight. I think we should let them fight.
The complete case Eamon made against me, and he doesn't have a single piece of evidence to support any of his claims. Which I guess makes sense. Like, how can you support evidence if you're just making everything up? Like, of course you can't submit anything. So if the police have to decide what case to pursue, they're obviously going to pursue this case because it has like a...
I'm sorry, his delivery is funny, I'll give him that.
Ton of evidence. And then they're going to throw out Eamon's case that has no evidence at all.
Can we, I don't know, should we jump to the part where the cop tells them that they're not pursuing the case? Then I can go like, whoa. Oh, I think he's doing that. Yay!
The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Hello, my name is Ben Schneider. A couple months ago, I made a case, and you were the officer that was helping me create it. I submitted a bunch of evidence through a link you sent me, and this was a couple months ago, and I
got the fucking cat bob shirt.
Haven't heard anything back, and so I'm just calling to see if I can get some type of update on how the case is going. It's about the CEO, Eamon McNeff.
The funniest part of the collection isn't even worth close to 200K. It still says 200K. Yeah, that's another fair criticism. I just think that, like, if this goes to court, we'll find the chain of, like, we'll find out where the Legos went, where they were sold off to, if they were pushed to other stores, if they were stolen from outside people, where the fucking U-Haul went. Like, that would be, like, the facts of the case that would probably get unearthed or whatever. It's possible that wouldn't happen, but I'm hopeful that it would. Additionally, we would also find out the correct amount that he'd be owed. Probably, I don't know if interest would be the word, but like it would have to be like modern money, right? It wouldn't be like the money at the time when he went to go hang out there. How much of these sets appreciated in value? Some of them dramatically increased. So these are all things that I think the court would need to decide, like civil litigation and stuff. And the odds of that happening before settlement, I think, are slim to none. So I think that we're going to be in a position where we're never really going to know what happened here. And that's going to kind of ruin it for me, at least. Like, not knowing. Of Bricks and Minifigs. Punitive.
In an obstruction case. And so if you could give me a call back at your earliest convenience, that'd be awesome.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be
This is like fucking Matt Armstrong calling up Bugatti. This is fucking Mark McCann being like, hello, you take my call? The Bugatti service center just does not pick up anymore.
Yeah, literally no matter what I tried, I could not get a hold of this police officer. So I'm traveling all the way back to Utah to go back to the Provo police station in person to see how the police investigation against Eamon is going. And I just so happened to get a hold of the police schedule and arrived at the exact time this officer was supposed to arrive. But before I could speak to this officer, one of the other police officers called into the front desk and asked to talk to me.
I'm not seeing him on duty right now.
Hey, thank you for the gifted.
Really? They said he was going to be here today at 3 o'clock.
There's always the chance that they might have.
Bro, is the cop like hiding from him, or is he just like taking a personal day?
It's going, like if it's...
To me in the mail, and looks like I was right. The police only had time to take on one of our cases, and it was Ammon's.
Why? No way! No! I could have never predicted it.
Not mine. Yes, the case that had an overwhelming amount of evidence. They thought that case was garbage.
This guy seems smart. He should represent himself.
And they took on the case that has zero evidence at all.
All right, I think we're past it now, right? We're good?
In the police body cam
now it's gonna get good.
Footage, after the police watched my full conversation, proving that I didn't threaten to burn the place down or literally anything, they even admitted to Eamon that there was no credibility.
Again, I do think this part is crazy. I do think this part is crazy. If that is gonna stand, that like he's making these threats, these violent threats and shit, I'm sure that like implicates Ben further and makes it easier to like deal actual damage in terms of like arresting him or charging him with stalking and shit like that. I also don't think these guys are above lying. So,
with his
I don't know.
entire case against me.
We agreed that there really was no extortion code that would fit your situation. However, you know, at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys.
Oh, that's a bad. That's a bad quote. I don't like that.
Having to deal with this fool and.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, guys, we can't find a police code. We don't have a code that we could use. I guess we could look for one.
These issues.
It reminds me of the stalking thing too.
We did find that there was another code that fit, and it's called aggravated commercial obstruction.
The police just told Eamon that even though
I don't like that.
There's absolutely nothing to his claim against me. If they work together, maybe they can.
It's just like, hey, it's seeming like, hey, there's this guy at your store who's like annoying you. And unfortunately, the code that we were going to normally charge him with, he doesn't seem to have really done that. But we did some digging and we found something that we could hit him for, which I'm sure, if I'm being charitable, is probably how a lot of these police situations work. That's probably more common than we're going to be happy with knowing. It's like sports referees giving a makeup call when they fuck up the first one. I think that typically the person, quote unquote, harassing the business is looked down upon, and the police officers are probably more likely to favor them during situations like this. I don't think it's right, but I think this happens more than we know.
Fabricate some type of charge against me.
However, the tricky thing is that we have to prove that this individual either entered or remains unlawfully on the premise. When he came to the...
So is this like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Can you make a statement or like show me something?
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Did you have to ask him more than once to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we're not leaving until we get it. And he's like, no. Like.
So Eamon's telling the police that even though they continuously told us to...
And let me guess, that just didn't happen.
...to leave.
Or at least Ben's argument is that just didn't happen.
We didn't leave. But if we go back and look at the footage of what happened, this is the reality.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond next time?
I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your...
Again, I am not opposed believing that Eamon McNeff just lies. I am not opposed from that viewpoint.
Thing with them. That doesn't involve us. Okay.
I do think that if we get some unsavory clips of Ben getting caught in these lies, it'll absolutely fucking ruin him. But I am not above the belief that Eamon McNeff just lies.
As a separate business entity, you gotta take it up with them. You gotta resolve it with them.
Okay, well, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Good
luck.
luck.
Good. Sweet, thank you.
Hey, do you want to talk? They're on their way out. If you want me to grab them or not?
I don't know. It kind of looks like the reality of what happened is we left too early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time, and
sure,
to Ammon's credit, about halfway through the conversation, he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call.
You know what's funny is I didn't realize there were 3 encounters. I always thought these were the 3, and like this was one encounter. This was the same encounter. And I didn't realize that there was one inside the building. I thought these were all from like the same. Like I thought this right here, and if it turned into this. I didn't realize it was a third encounter. The third one being when the police officers get rid of them. I thought it was just a single one, and then they got thrown out the second time. Because the way that Ben showcases it in the first video, he's like, we actually already went to corporate, and he opens with this video, and this being the second one I wasn't really aware of.
If you don't leave right now, I will call.
It's just two. It's not just two. Listen.
Early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time. And to Ammon's credit, about halfway through the conversation.
Yeah, he's like explicitly saying the video that I thought was the first interaction with Bricks and Minifigures corporate is actually the second one. Someone in my chat just said, no, Nick, this is the first one. It's like, no, he explicitly just told you that this is not the first encounter. So I just didn't know that.
And he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him you could do it either the easy way and just give us the Legos back, or we can do it the hard way, implying that we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening. We're right. Like, we have a right to the Legos, so we're going to get them the easy way or the hard way.
What proof of ownership have you provided to me that you own this Lego?
I mean, I can give you proof if you want.
Right, provide proof.
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave? Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for working with us. And
I don't know. I think this is largely reasonable. If you're like arguing with somebody in the middle of an argument, like if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to have you leave. And then you continue the argument with them. And at the end, you're somberly like, yeah, if you don't leave, you're going to get like, there's going to be a police thing. And you just walk out. I think that's fair.
So, see you later.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Thank you,
DeOrio's
Artemis.
latest video.
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Ammon describes it to the police.
Guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you know, like, you have to listen to us. You have to pay us this money. No, guys, you need to leave, and you're not leaving. Like, but I asked multiple times, they did not leave.
Looks like that might be a second-degree felony.
Dude, there's no way that would be a second-degrry felony.
He's facing felony charges.
It does feel like the cop is just like, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, and I will not dig deeper into it. I don't know.
Charges. It is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Ammon the easy way out of all of this, they're now trying to get...
I think it's insane. I understand a lot of people don't like Ben. Do you think that interaction in a different context would, without a person that you don't like, would be like felony shit? That's crazy to me.
Me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree.
To be clear, though, I don't really understand the full scope of the thing that they're trying to charge him with. I assume it would be in collaboration with going and altering the store and shit. Like, that might be a bit different. If it's in collaboration with like the store and fucking around with that and putting shit all over their property and trying to get people not to shop there, then I kind of understand the argument.
Felony, like, what the heck, police officers? But they're doing it, and the punishment for this crime is 15 years in jail.
I don't know, like, however else, like, some of that stuff comes through, but, like, the reality is, like, we've tried to talk with him and said, we're willing to work with you.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons the police keep taking Ammon's side instead of ours.
Dude, I love the censor bar floating downward. What the fuck was he trying to cover here?
Besides,
it just keeps moving.
The whole
this is pause.
Mormon thing is that Ammon keeps framing the situation.
Was that supposed to be his face?
As he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do the right thing and return Brian's property.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think he was going to do shit until there was a public outcry for it.
And we're the one.
But people are right when they say a public outcry wouldn't have been necessarily the angle if a court order would have gotten him to do it.
Ones that are preventing him from giving it back to Brian. So I say we rewatch.
Dude, Eamon McNabb probably looks at this and he's like, "Oh shit, this is their incitement to violence, brother."
Well, Brian said he asked for the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys didn't provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation,
and this is the part, like, they had the documentation in front of him.
And he provided.
I just don't believe that he was talking to CoffeeZilla and realized that they had the documents that involved it. Like this, they had them already. I just don't believe that shit, dog. That makes Eamon look super guilty.
A spreadsheet A spreadsheet is not something that anybody can, you can just walk over to a McDonald's right now and say, all of your ice cream machines belong to me. Why? Because so-and-so.
This guy is retarded. He is literally comically. You know what's funny? I'm like, well, it's kind of a stupid example when Ben has his friend do a backflip, and this guy's just like, yeah, you can't just, I could just go to McDonald's and say they own all the ice cream machines. Like, these guys they were made to fight each other. This is like, he's Bowser to his Mario.
And I have a spreadsheet that says that all these ice cream machines belong to me. That's not proof of ownership, that's not proof of anything.
So first off, this spreadsheet Ammon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet, it was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Ammon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory.
Well, no, he is saying that is something he is arguing.
And so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory, and this is the correct inventory.
When we took over, we did an inventory.
And good news for me, he's willing to give me this inventory. He's actually always been willing to give it to me or Brian. All we've ever had to do was ask.
We will work with you to any Lego that does exist. And
well, we did that, and you guys.
When?
I think like 5 or 6 times, and we've gotten 0 response back.
Yeah, literally the first thing I did right when I heard about this entire situation was I googled Bricks and Minifigs, clicked on their website, clicked contact us, and sent them a message. I actually got a message back.
I have to read that. What the fuck did this guy write to start this?
Contact
That's
us
even
and
funnier.
sent them a message.
Oh, I assume this isn't real. If the email address is fake. This is probably something he just made in post. My friend Brian has 200,000 Legos in your store. I was wondering if you could provide a store inventory to him. He's been trying for a year with no response. I assume this is not what he actually said.
I actually got a message.
Yeah. Hi, you have reached the corporate email for Bricks and Minifigures Franchising Office. Thank you for reaching out to us. I will pass your message to the management team so they can review this situation with the owners of Kaiser Store. If the owners aren't able to resolve the situation with you in the next few days, feel free to reach back to us. Thank you, the Bricks and Minifigures support team.
Back from corporate saying that they would love to help, but after a few months, I kept trying to reply to this message and they just completely ghosted me.
I think we've done like 6 over the last 4 or 5 months.
Pull it up. Find out. Tell me when.
Yeah, again, now this is better. Because is this before or after he told him to leave? Is he requesting he search up individual emails on his phone during the great trespassing maneuver of Eamon McNuff? Like, I don't
see.
Or it could be after.
It's
like, hey man, I was telling them to leave and they wouldn't leave. You were asking them to look through their email to find the messages.
Like, hey, I don't think this ever got resolved. I'm just reaching back out right now. And then never...
Head forward right now. Resend it.
Resend the email.
What's the email?
That is I don't know what email address that is.
This was on your guys' website.
That says fbc.team. I said franchise at bricksandminifigs.com.
Well, this is just on the website, so...
Did I tell you look up something on the website?
Did I tell you to use our website? This guy sucks, bro. Did I tell you to use our fucking website?
And send it there?
That's so funny.
Well,
did I say that just barely?
Well, that's what...
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
Dude, people keep fleeing the office.
No.
I just said, send me an email to franchise at bricksandminifigs.com. And we will work with that.
But you're getting mad at me because I emailed the email on the website?
You keep saying that you, like... So, that
it's so funny. I'm sorry. It's just like, I keep telling you, just email me to franchise. You keep saying that you emailed a different email. I just want you to email me directly so I can follow up with this. We did email you 6 times. He's trying to talk to Patrick from SpongeBob. We did email you.
I understand that, but...
He's getting angrier and angrier. And the guy just keeps repeating himself. I'm sorry, it's very funny.
I'm telling you right now, and you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send to that one.
Eamon's trying to debate, bro. No, I think I think the disconnect here is that Eamon is like, you should email franchise Bricks and Minifigures, and then I will personally look into this for you. And Ben just keeps saying, I emailed the customer support on your website. And he's saying like, dude, I did this already. But like, no. I understand his argument saying that they should have did it like the right thing the first time, but there are also internal email chains that will go higher than the specific support email that a desk jockey will read. So he's saying, I think he's saying this, bypass what you've already done and email me at like the big man email address where I'll actually fucking see it. And Brian's just like, we already emailed you.
Yeah. You're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your.
Go back. Am I wrong on this?
Me.
Find out. Tell me when.
Let's see. I say like, hey, I don't think this ever got resolved. I'm just reaching back out right now.
Dude, if you go to the support number for Apple, fucking Tim Apple Cook doesn't get your email. There's probably a specific email address that the higher ups at Apple would be able to accept it or like see an email for, where it would be more likely to hit their desk.
And then never
hit forward right now.
Please forward your inquiry to my current email address so I may, or the email address I'm giving you, so it gets to my desk. And he's just like, I did send the email.
Resend it.
What's the email?
That is I don't know what email address that is.
This is on your guys' website.
That says FB.
He's just like, that's not the email that I'm going to be reading from. Please send it to the email that I can see, and then I will look into it.
C.team. I said franchise.
It's kind of stupid. Business bureaucracy is dumb. He emailed his employee, just get the email from them. Yeah, but we don't know what employee this is if they're just using that specific, like, email address.
Bricksandminifigs.com.
Well, this is just on the website, so.
Did I tell you look up something on the website and send it there?
Well,
did I say that?
Yeah, I think I'm following this properly. He's like, hey, send it to me here. And then he's just like, yeah, I sent it to this fucking person. And he's like, okay, just forward that to me. And he's like, I sent this to that person. But like, this is my email. But like, you don't understand, dude. This email is actually the email that I sent it to off the support website. It's like, great, I'm giving you a new email that I'll see it from. But it's like, dude, but I actually sent the email.
Well, that's why.
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
I just said, send me an email to franchise@bricksandminifigs.com and we will work with that.
But you're getting mad at me because
So you're getting mad at me right now. It's like he just wants you to send him an email.
No, the email on the website?
Is this your wallet type shit? Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Saying that you, like... So I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, and you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send to that one.
Yeah, you're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your website.
No, I'm telling you the way to do this, and you've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's your guys' fault for putting.
So he's like, no, I'm telling you how to escalate it. I'm trying to escalate it to help you. And he's like, the person who you were talking to probably just dropped the ball. Like, you were talking to a ghost. They weren't taking you seriously. You're talking to nobody. You probably were talking to somebody at the beginning, but you're not talking about it like now and when you're not getting an email back.
You've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's your guys' fault.
That's your guys' fault. Just send him the email. Just send it.
For putting that email on the website.
Yeah, I just think this kind of looks bad. I do. I think it kind of looks bad. He's just like, please allow me to look into this further. Please forward the email. And he's like, this is your fault, buddy. You fucked this up.
Sure. Okay,
understood. Ben, so why are you getting mad at us because we emailed the website?
He's not getting mad at you. He's not getting mad at you that you emailed. He's getting mad at you now because you're not listening to him.
Your instructions.
He's getting mad at you because you keep fucking just monologuing.
Harass us for also.
And Ben is right. I don't think that Ben is right in this instance. I think he's right about certain things. I don't think that he's right here.
I'm not getting...
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, again, not every corporate email chain that you respond back to 6 months later is going to get picked up by whatever desk jockey is sorting through all of the emails. Things do get lost. Things definitely do get lost. And it's not always for malicious purposes. I don't know how, like, Bill Bob employee number 1 is a representative of the entire Bricks and Minifigures Corporation's argument.
I'm mad at you.
Well, we're not harassing. We're just asking for our Legos back. If someone stole money from you and you went and politely asked for the money back, is that you harassing them?
It seems like Ammon kept either trying to stall or switch the subject.
I don't think he stalled. All right, am I fucking smoking crack?
Nicholas
Is he
DeOrio
stalling
streamed
here?
about this last night, and after watching Nick's
stalling?
stream, I'm kind of fucking black-pilled on this shit.
I like Ben, but email gate is on him.
He's giving you explicit direction, and you're not responding to it.
It almost seems like he doesn't want to actually give us this inventory.
I fully disagree with what you presented me. On a wider scale, maybe. If this is your argument as to why he didn't want to give you the inventory, I just don't agree with you.
What? He keeps saying he's willing to give it to us.
You guys can send that inventory list to us?
I do believe so, yes. I think we have sent that to Brian.
He says he said that's all he wants is the inventory list, and he'll stop like bugging you guys.
That's not true. Brian wants his Legos back. That's just not accurate. All he wants is an inventory list? Why?
Well, then...
Actually, I'll push back on that. If the argument is really with the local franchise, as Bricks and Minifigures at this time was arguing, then all he would need from corporate is an inventory list, because then he could go take it to Josh and get his stuff back, presumably. You have to kind of put yourselves in the shoes of when this was recorded and the information they were working with at the time. This takes place early on, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, where they were still trying to negotiate with the store owners.
Mr. Mansell, and you, and if you want to be...
Ben is so right. Why have an email on your website if it's useless? This is like a child response, because I don't think that anyone who actually conducts business would be able to like say that every email that's being sent to a corporate email like spam folder is going to be like, your best bet is that you want all of these to be treated one-to-one equally with every other email. In practice, it just doesn't work that way. And if you have an email that they're responding to and it falls through the cracks, it's not always a personal attack against you. Bigger companies than Bricks and Minifigures have this problem. It's not like a singular issue that's occurring inside of this one company. I guess hedging so much on like an email that quote unquote does nothing. I don't think the email does nothing. I just think that this individual situation was dropped. And I think emailing an email back, asking for more information months later without opening a new ticket or inquiry isn't really getting you anywhere. Think of it like a support ticket. If you're just messaging into the void and no one's being notified or it's not being seen, you're not going to ever get an update to that. You can email them 700 times. If it's not pinging that person's desk, you're just speaking literally to a ghost, to a void.
Included on the emails with Mr. Mansell? That's totally fine. You guys...
Nick is Papa Gut Maxing. He did email. They claimed he didn't. It's not on him. In the clip that I have just watched with you, he says, forward me the email that you sent to this new email address, with the implication that he would look into it. That's all that really happened. Thank you for the 20 gift cards.
Email us, and we can go
But you
back.
guys will give him the inventory list? Because he said he's been asking for it for over a year now.
We can show the inventory list that was obtained when the store was originally taken over from Crystal Law, and we can...
I think that inventory list is the flawed one now.
I really like you.
Why?
We can work through that process and try and identify what was or wasn't there, and also try and identify how
Thank you
to proceed from there.
Yeah, I think Brian gets upset because...
I have to say something to you, Nick. I really like you.
Why? Hold on. I have to ask, why an email if they can just settle this face to face? Why bother? Do you think that this is a situation that could be solved in a singular conversation? Do you think he's gonna like invite Ben into the office, drive down to talk to like fucking whatever his name is, link up with Brian, like, because this is going to be an ongoing thing, so you have to establish communication. Now, if your argument is that if Ben did exactly as asked, Eamon would have ghosted him anyway, I think that you're probably on the right track. I don't know if this is a genuine attempt by Eamon McNabb, and everything I've seen tells me it probably isn't. I just don't really get Ben's specific argument tied to this point.
He says, they always say that they'll send me the list, kind of like how you're saying, oh, we can...
Yeah, this requires too much evidence and details to be hashed out standing outside of a corporate... I mean, that's where I would agree, yeah.
Send it easily, but then when it comes down to it, you'll never actually send it. So maybe if you actually...
So this is what he's saying, it's like you're never actually going to send it in the first place.
Go ahead and send it.
Well, but also Ben's argument is he's exhausted all available resources when not exhausting this one.
Make him feel better?
Well, I understand what you're trying to get at. I'm more than willing to work with you and help you. That's what I'm saying. Send an email to that email address that I just gave to you, and that will produce results.
So where are all the people fighting with me about this? He just explicitly
Nicholas DeOrio.
he just explicitly stated exactly what I was getting at the entire time.
But anyways, I sent an email to the email he told me about, not the one on their website. That's a bad email.
All right, so he does exhaust it. Go away. Hebrews.
Don't ever email that one or the CEO is going to be pissed. But according to Ammon, now that I've sent this email, I should be receiving the inventory list very soon.
To give a big shout out to
So he
Nicholas
gets ghosted
DeOrio.
on this email too.
So I waited all day and I got no answer. So the next day I sent them another email. I patiently waited again.
Is this really
for about
Raleigh?
a week.
Not everyone has access to every mailbox in a company. No, but now this is where it then shifts directly over to Eamon McNabb, because he's like, I will get back to you at X email
always do the
address.
possible.
So this is where it then becomes his problem. It wasn't his problem up to this point. Now it's definitely his problem.
And finally,
oh, he does respond. I lied.
This is the response.
I always do the
Mr. Schneider, BAM Franchising Incorporation will not participate in any form of communication that appears designed for public provocation, harassment, or
Can I say something to you,
manipulation
Nick?
of
I really
facts
like you.
for the purpose of media content. Attempts to obtain privilege or confidentiality.
Okay, so they just went, hey, look, we're trying to help you out. Email me here.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
Probably,
I really like you.
they probably.
Why?
Okay, hold on. I try to mute the donation to talk. So they probably talked to their other people there, found out what was going on additionally, and they're like, oh.
Can I say something to
no.
you, Nick? I really like you.
Why? Why can I not skip this? Not skip it, but mute it for a second. It's glitching out.
Information through misrepresentation or the creation of fraudulent documents. Just for me asking for this inventory list to prove their innocence.
Well, it's not just from you asking for the inventory list. There's like a lot of things that in the scope of this video or the first video would have already occurred by that point, right?
Because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, if you're innocent, I want to prove that you're innocent with this inventory.
Like, was this before or after he started printing out shit and covering the store's property stuff?
List, but now by me trying to do that, that's criminal behavior on my part. And considered harassment. And we reserve all rights to refer such behavior to appropriate legal.
That's before
authorities. It's an AKA the cops. So don't ask for our inventory list.
Yeah, someone in chat said lawyered, and I think maybe Eamon McNeff did the one thing that you're not allowed to do in this drama. Contacted an attorney to see how whether he'd be liable or not. Sat on it for a few days and decided not to comply.
Else we're gonna call the cops.
Yes, Bricks and Minifigs.
This was way before. This is when he first went to Bricks and Minifigures corporate. The problem with Reckless Ben as well, this is like another aspect to it too, is the timeline is really shoddy. So they include the timestamps from the recorded videos that are all wrong. It's like years before all of the clips in the thing. And sometimes the way that he structures these videos are like, hey, this all happened. We actually did this way before. And I think I don't know, I'm not going to like try to pop a gut this one, but there's a chance that this was one of them. I don't know if it's before they started hanging shit on the thing, but I know in terms of establishing the timeline of the Lego.
Worth it to continue racking up this $5,000.
Give me two. So I don't know if my fucking stupid YouTube memory locked this in or not, or I'm just completely wrong on this, but I am almost certain this is one of the situations where he's like, we had already gone to corporate, right? We had already been there. Is that not how he opens this?
They're now in a situation the police can't help.
Yeah, so at this point of the video, he's selling merchandise outside the store.
Them with.
And then he says,
the only way this will ever end is if they sue us. So I went back to the Bricks and Mini.
Oh no, back to the Bricks and Minis Corp. I was wrong about this.
Figs corporate offices to see if the CEO of this company would sue me.
Going about things the way that you continue to do this is not the.
Doesn't this reframe a lot of what we just saw? So in the first video, this conversation wasn't even really about getting Brian's Legos. It was trying to get him to sue.
Do you understand that?
So what's the right way then?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That like.
Or is this the second time they go there to get thrown out? This is just a retread of the same clip. Like, you see what I'm saying here? Is like, some part of the stylization works against the overall timeline here, because it recontextualizes a bunch of shit but this is also the same clip that's here.
So, to continue the video without getting arrested, I went back to Bricks and Minifigs corporate offices. And the Bricks and Minifigs CEO, the guy who runs the entire
So I was wrong. He does mention this is the second time they went to the corporate
company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. So we have our attorneys have visited, like, again, so who's
Brian.
Yo, fake name, thank you. I don't
officially banned me from ever asking for this inventory list again. And I'm not the only one who's banned from asking for this list.
He promised us a full inventory right away. We've never received it.
Aren't you guys like, again, this is a timeline issue. Aren't you guys like suing him? Or raising money to sue him? When was this interview conducted? This interview's pre-first one. So this is probably after the lawsuit got dismissed, if I had to guess. But a timeline, again, would help a lot of us.
Yeah, and every time.
I assume this is lawsuit dismissed, not gearing up for lawsuit moment.
It's been just absolutely nothing. So we've never gotten anything. We've never gotten an inventory list.
Yeah, the previous owner who got her entire store stolen from her by corporate, I mean, she's legally required to get sent an inventory list, and even she, 2 years later, has not—
Thank you! It's a retcon after they rebooted the series. Oh my god, dude.
Gotten it yet.
It would have resolved everything because they would have had to identify everything in the store, and it would have identified all of Brian's stuff, and they never provided it, so we couldn't then demand the third-party evaluation.
And it's now, what, a year and a half later?
You know, who knows what.
Still no.
It's so funny. If this wasn't about Legos, nobody would give a fuck about this situation. At least for the way they're arguing it. Like, listening to a dude talk about a fucking inventory list and getting an evaluation or something. It's interesting when these things
best commentator of the year
kind of happen.
I would make a, wow, $300, that's a lot. Don't know, but now that I think about, I sometimes donate at least $100 just using $20. This is why I am retweeting Nick. I must use my money for good. I am suing Ben for his harassment.
Ian's donation didn't show up, but I'm going to read it anyway because I think it's relevant. I had noticed the timeline issues, but I just noticed the date says 5/5 and the office still has Christmas decorations up behind Amon. That's a little, yeah, wow, okay. I mean, Christmas. I was gonna say maybe they just like snowflakes or something. Maybe they wanted to like pick a thing that identifies their CEO, so they've gone with like the snowflake emoji. But yeah, that's actually a really solid poll. I didn't even notice that. So this one, 2023, I assumed was real because that timeline seems to line up with when this could have happened. But yeah, it's set to May 5th. It's fucking, dude, okay. It's literally Cinco de Mayo. Now, it is possible that BAM Corporate is just like the lazy losers in your neighborhood who have their like all year Christmas lights up. That is a good point. I didn't notice that. Thank you.
I've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Okay, we definitely jump back. I don't know what that interview is.
Inventory.
Here's the inventory.
I've never received an inventory list.
Yep, I assume he did not.
Away and started selling it.
And the worst part about all of this is it seems like the CEO is pretty much just trying to rub all of this in everyone's face. When I turn on the news...
Oh, wait, maybe we did watch this when it happened. This is what I'm talking about. Like, Ammon McNeff is just like such a fucking awesome evil villain. He just pops up and optically nukes himself and makes it way worse.
I saw this.
As far as offering
Ben got involved in 2024, that would explain the broken date there then.
Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what was part of his collection, taken inventory and shown him that inventory?
The phone said December. Good poll. That's a good one. I didn't notice that.
To offer that?
We've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, you know, like that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything. Those then were offered to him, and the
Now, again, timeline issues. Is this not when he was like, when they started posting the blog posts and like, hey, Mr. Mansell, please work with me?
The initial offer was rejected.
So now on public television, Ammon, the CEO, is telling the world that he tried to give us this inventory, but we're the ones that didn't want it.
We do want to help him recover as much of the collection. Our number one priority
Yeah, I think this is a major contention people have with him. It seems like before this, he was content on saying you can have whatever garbage is left and take whatever Lego Star Wars shit we have, just to kind of shut you the fuck up. And now it's like, we need to recover the Lego sets.
Right now is to
We need to recover your whole collection, Mr. Midsell. We need to find them.
ensure that he
What is that mustache? It's like an optical nightmare. That's what it is.
gets made whole. We know that we have a responsibility to work with him to make sure he does get made whole.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that on multiple occasions. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss.
His eyebrows fell off.
Commentator of the year.
True.
I had noticed the timeline issues, but I just
Oh,
noticed the
that
date
one came
says
through.
5/5,
Thank
but
you.
the office still has Christmas decorations
Super
up
chats are
behind
funky
Ammon.
tonight, right? That read way late. I thought it didn't come through.
And this is pretty much Ammon's game plan now. Go on as many news stations as you can and lie.
The entire time we were saying, hey, we want to help, we want to help.
The main narrative now seems to be Bricks and Minifigs is...
Yeah, Eamon McNeff was going around trying to do good publicity because it was raining hell, so he was just firing up every podcast, every chat room he could. He's like, listen, please, you have to understand, we didn't do this on purpose.
Always been trying...
He's stalking us, help!
Trying to give Brian his Legos back,
But yeah, it was in turn making him look worse because he doesn't really understand PR. Like he's just some idiot CEO with like a lolcow brain who thought he could just hop on a stream or a news broadcast and it would just fix it.
But Brian just never wanted him back.
Would you
He's Super Saiyan 3 with no hair, all forehead, no brow.
be willing to just take this? And the answer was no. It was attempted to be given to the family, and it was refused. They made the offer and said, hey, you can have all this. And that offer was not accepted at the time.
Well, that's Ammon's side of the story, but I say let's take a look at what actually happened.
Read from the bottom up. That is our correspondence with Bricks and Minifigs.
All right, people are telling me this last section of the video is really fucking good. I think that the first 15 minutes are like a recap video, like it's a filler video from the Dragon Ball. The second half of this was just kind of really meandering on like the email thing and like the stuff we really already knew. I'm hoping this is where it really turns into new fun factoids.
Trying to work with them in getting the sets back.
So right when this happened, Brian hired an attorney to reach out to Bricks and Minifigs. They sent an email saying, how should we proceed to retake the possession of the sets/minifigures? And they actually emailed back saying they were willing to help. And then after this, they just never respond. So Brian's attorney sent them another email, just following up on this, when can we pick up the sets? And they still didn't respond. So the attorneys emailed back saying, it's now been 16 days, how can we get these Legos back?
Yeah, I mean, this makes his statements look worse, sure.
And finally, they received a response.
It says, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson have no legal obligation to return any of the Lego product.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be how these things have gone. Yeah, I mean, I understand being pissed off at the public news being like, we did everything we could, and then checking out the email, and it's like, we literally aren't doing it. Bye. Sorry, lol.
In their store to you. What? So, yeah, basically they're saying...
Thank you!
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffel's appreciated the shout out.
Yeah.
Nick, I hate when I accidentally misspell words cause it fucks up the flow. If my commentary, can I hire you as a proofreader before I commit to the donation?
Dude, I have to proofread every donation? What the fuck? Thank you, I appreciate it.
They're not able to work with you, is what it seems like.
Exactly.
They finished this email saying, we consider this...
Dude, we consider this matter closed. We will not be returning any of your Legos. That's fucking crazy.
This matter closed and will not be returning any Lego products to you.
I said good day, sir.
So as you can see, that's the reality of what actually happened.
It's like, wait, Eamon lied about returning the Legos? Oh my god. Again, I don't know the whole timeline here as to when this was actually done. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not surprised. Eamon does not seem like a fairly trustworthy person.
But then Ammon goes on Fox News and says this.
So they actually did have an attorney send information to us.
The
We said,
music
"Great,
is
appreciate
so
this.
good.
Let's see what we
Oh my god, that sounds way worse. They literally had an attorney reach out to us. What happened, Eamon?
need to work this out."
Yeah.
And then we never heard back.
Back! Oh my god.
So why is Ammon going on like Fox News then and saying, we wanted to give Brian his stuff back, He's the one that didn't want his stuff back. He didn't want any of his things.
That's my point. I don't know. He's lying.
I truly do believe in integrity. Truly, I believe. I believe.
Dude, every mistake this guy made was in relation to speaking. Probably in his whole life.
In the sentiment of integrity, and I believe everyone should have integrity.
But anyways, another thing the CEO seems to be pretty upset about is that when Brian kept demanding his stuff back and couldn't get it back, eventually he had enough. And he was like, I'm going to make a Facebook post about this. And in his Facebook post, he called Bricks and Minifigs thieves and liars. And this Facebook post, like, really pissed off Ammon. I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is literally suing Brian now for millions of dollars, all because of this. I mean, back when I was talking to him at corporate headquarters, he made it very clear that what they did is technically not actually considered theft.
There is no theft. Do you understand the legal definition of theft?
Yeah, and this is the issue that I had. Is it gonna turn out that what they did is like legally in the right, but everyone looks at it and goes, "Oh, so you like totally fucked these people over legally." Again, that would never make them look good. That would still ruin them probably.
You have to meet the definition of knowing that the property was stolen or otherwise not belonging to that person.
And on my phone,
it was not known until Mr. Mansell came in days later and said, I have some of these things that need to be.
And that's another lie again, because
it is not another lie.
So I showed it.
That would suck. I mean, it's entirely possible that's how it's gonna go down. It's like they're legally in the right to fuck you.
In the security camera footage where corporate acknowledges that they are now going to be responsible for these Lego Star Wars sets.
These are ones that have...
What we really need to do is have the cops look for a different code that it could be violating. Okay? It might not be the one we're thinking, but we just gotta, if we look far enough and kind of bend some lines and say that they threatened to kill us, maybe we could probably get some ground.
He has not been paid.
It's a joke for the record, legally.
His percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
And after showing him this footage to try to bring the conversation back to reality, this was his response.
Because we caught you guys?
No, because you are attempting to extort us, so.
Dude, I just cannot stop. What the fuck is that ring that this guy is wearing? What the fuck? Dude, it's obviously tight on him. It's like squeezing his fucking finger for dear life. It looks kind of low. No, is that not like a low ring? Like his finger is too fat to pull it all the way up? Is that a glass ring? Oh no, it's a glass ring?
That's what you're doing.
Dude, it looks like his finger, it looks like he can't take it off.
What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
Like, why? Dude, why is this guy so fucking... Why does he, like, just, every aspect of him screams villain, dude. It's just... Everything about him is hilarious. I love this man.
So, catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal.
It's a wrist ring. It looks like a waist ring. It looks like a finger waist trainer.
Illegal on me.
Nope.
Dude, he's wearing... No, dude, it's a fucking... It's a sports ring, bro. It's made to fucking reduce the... It's the ring equivalent of a sports bra.
See, I agree too. I agree. Nope, it's not illegal on us. Thank you for...
Done nothing illegal, and you are doing something illegal right now.
I don't think it's illegal. I think us catching you guys for doing the illegal thing doesn't make that what we're doing is illegal. That means what you guys are doing is illegal.
This guy's literally out front of his fucking store debating Patrick right now. It's insane. And now this is where he's like, all right, I'm calling the cops. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave?
I wonder what he just skipped. Did the cop tell him, have you asked him to leave? Or was he just on hold?
Okay. Well, thank you for working with us. And
after just going around in circles for probably 30 to 40 minutes and just, you know, having like kind of less than genuine questions or less than genuine responses being given to me.
So I will say they definitely went around in circles. I don't know if the responses were like less than genuine though. I think that's kind of just your interpretation, buddy.
You know, I was exasperated by the end of it, and that's, you know, like when people get tired and exasperated, that's when like, we finally got the footage that we can use.
It's like, I think if either of these people were like a few IQ points higher, this would be an entirely different situation.
To make him look like a completely unreasonable monster, you know, like, so, yeah. But that's what they do is, you know, people whose goal is to do those types of things, they just harass and go after people as long and hard as they can until somebody breaks and says something that, you know, then they can, you know, use that one clip to be like, oh, look at this horrible monster of a person. So that's what I feel.
And it's also like, this is the same statement every guilty person says in every YouTube drama. I've heard this like a million times. Not to say that he's guilty by default and that I've just assumed this of him, but I will say every single time someone's like, oh my god, I don't deserve this criticism. How dare you? How dare you, good sir? I was just minding my own business and an army of harassers have come out of nowhere. It's just like, it's the same thing. This guy's not even a YouTuber, but he kind of has it down.
Like has kind of really happened here.
So Ammon's claiming that I just harassed him for 30 minutes and finally he got fed up with us, which that was the one clip at the end that I used in my documentary. So I say let's go to the very beginning of the footage, my first interaction with them, and see what actually happened.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
Okay, I'm way behind, but in this video, Otterly Noah is saying that he's job searching, but wasn't it a month ago that he said he got a job in the film industry? Brother. Dude, I think you just fucking hit something. I didn't even know that was in play right now, but that's a great fucking point. Good one.
Yeah, literally from the very first sentence we ever exchanged with each other, Ammon's goal was just to lie to us. But anyways, I'm now starting to think that the only reason Ammon wanted us to email him about the inventory list wasn't actually give us the inventory list, but actually it was a trap. Yeah, Ammon only wanted me to email him so he can find out my email and subpoena Google and find out all of my private information.
Ben, why didn't you just use a burner? This guy, he literally sent him an email from recklessben@gmail.com. Why don't you just use a fucking burner email address?
You think I'm...
Dude, you could have got him clean.
Lying, but
maybe he did.
They actually did this. They subpoenaed Google, asking for all private information tied to this email address. And
that is fucking crazy. That should be fucking illegal.
Google sent them like hundreds of hours of all the...
Dude, what?
Raw footage from everything I've filmed to the Lego video so far. All my emails, all my search history.
Okay, this is insane. That's fucking crazy.
All the metadata that shows everywhere I've been.
So they've had access to this the entire time. That contextualizes a lot.
But anyways, this was the reaction of the police officer.
It was the full name email. He's like, all right, God, the only thing I can do is reach out to you from reckless.ben@gmail.com.
After she watched my entire
That can't be legal. It shouldn't be legal, bro. This is why, dude. Fuck Google.
First episode.
By the way, thank you guys for the ad read.
I'm really curious to see, like, if this school even makes any money doing this YouTube stuff. I'm like, if it's enough for him to travel.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, why is the cop saying this so candidly? I get what you're arguing. So this is where I'm interested. This is the good shit. This is why I'm here. Dude, wait. Wait, I know exactly how to prelude this. It's like, all right, dude. In my future retrospective Reckless Ben video, where I go back and explain all the things that I actually didn't like up to now, I have to lead off, dude, with this, bro. Okay, now this is the good shit. This had the sauce. There it is. Like we're finally in play here. This is finally what I've been waiting for. 34 minutes and we're there. All right, we finally have achieved the sauce.
To another state just to go get some footage. It doesn't even sound like his like secret information doesn't even seem credible from my understanding.
No. This is a police officer. So you're listening to a police officer tee-hee swerve this entire conversation right now after Google gave all of Ben's location data to Eamon McNeff. And I gotta be honest with you, chat. This has the sauce.
No, so it sounds like you were able to watch the video.
I think by secret information, the police officer is referring to the security camera footage that proves that everything Bricks and Minifigs is saying is a lie. My first question is, how could this not be credible? It's literally just video evidence of what happened that night. But at least now I can see why the police aren't listening to me. They're basically just saying that all of the evidence I submit to them is not credible and therefore case closed. Ben's wrong and we're right because we said that the evidence is uncredible.
Dude, the fucking blurring is amazing. This is some of the greatest blurring I've ever seen.
At this point, Bricks and Minifigs is working with the police.
Hey, No Name Jack, thank you for the gifted.
Police to just come up with whatever story they can to make any evidence I give them seem as uncredible as possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, you know, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Can I say something to you, Nick? I really like you.
Dude, I didn't realize that Extra Emily worked as a police officer.
He seems like a...
I hate her. I've heard like 3 things she said and I hate her.
Fun.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
No.
I really like you.
And,
Why?
you know...
His MO really seems to follow somebody who's like a paper tiger, right? Like...
What?
Who... Like behind,
isn't that the name of Bill Burr's like comedy set?
You know, or like a keyboard warrior. They'll make threats.
He's a keyboard warrior, dude. Bro did not know Reckless Ben. Okay, he was unaware that Reckless Ben was very serious in the lengths that he would go. Dude. Normally when we deal with these kind of guys, they just kind of go away, right? They're little keyboard warriors. Meanwhile, Reckless Ben is like, I will risk my future.
Is this really lolly?
And this is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that
Bill Burr didn't invent the phrase paper tiger. I disagree.
I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks...
Guys, you don't understand. Really the police officer called Reckless Ben a keyboard warrior. He had no other option than to deploy to Joshua Johnson's house and residential address. He had to leave the rubber ducks. You don't understand. The fucking police officer turned around and said, this guy's got no balls. And at that point, everything goes.
A lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person.
What a bad read on him. Yeah, this is the worst thing that they've said about Reckless Ben. I'm not even kidding. I am not even... This is literally their worst statement on Ben.
Which, I mean, if we look back at the footage, I
yeah, literally
accomplished almost everything I set out to do. I didn't get scared of anything.
Okay, but when you say you've accomplished almost everything that you've done, that you set out to do, and the one thing that you have yet to accomplish is getting Brian's Legos back, that is kind of an important factor, I would say.
Someone in this...
Which, by the way, if I do have to concede to some of the wine, they're not entirely wrong. That was the central goal for this. And I don't know how much closer we've really gotten to achieving that. That couldn't have been achieved through probably less than funny means. You know what I mean? It's like, we've almost achieved everything we set out to do. The only thing that mattered was getting Brian Mansell's life savings back for the quote-unquote $200,000 Lego collection. Everything else was hilarious, but like, it wasn't the central goal. And anything that's not actively working towards that resolution works against it. I understand the police officers suck. I don't believe that Eamon McNeff is doing this well. I think there are shady aspects to the other owner. Bricks and Minifigures are probably bad people who treated their father very poorly and have treated other people in this situation fairly poorly. I think that a lot of Eamon McNeff's statements are absolutely terrible. But we do not feel like we're much closer to getting Brian Mansell's Lego collection back, and we are entering part 4. So, yeah, I guess that's I think that's kind of a fair critique.
Story is a keyboard warrior. I don't think it's me. I think it's Bricks and Minifigs. I mean, let's double check by looking at the footage. Eamon claims with his words that he can give us the inventory list.
We can show the inventory list.
But when it actually comes down to it, he's terrified to give it to anyone. Bricks and Minifigs this entire time has also just been begging me to sue them.
If you think it's illegal, why don't you sue me? Let's go to court. Sue me for us. Sue me. Let's go to court. Let's go to court then.
So when I finally go out and actually sue them...
Bro, you know what this is missing? Joshua Johnson and the Brandon Best guy were unfortunately 2 of the funnier characters. And the fact that we don't have the Southern guy going on random fucking tangents about how he was terrified of the rubber ducks on his property has kind of ruined a part of it. Not ruined, but it's diminished the hit of this video. That guy was so funny, man.
They closed down their store. And now Bricks and Minifigs is going to...
Dude, that guy is a funny character, but his side quest has ended.
Absolute extreme lengths to hide.
Yeah, dude, this guy had the dogs out talking to the cops, bro. His fucking tosers were on display.
From this lawsuit.
Are you okay if she just gives you the paper so we can just...
No, I'm not accepting service from him. Okay. Absolutely not.
Dude, I love this guy. He's evil.
I mean,
he's so funny.
Minifigs is showing all of the signs of a keyboard warrior, but for some reason they
toothless adult baby
think that I'm the keyboard warrior. At this point, it almost seems like everything Bricks and Minifigs is doing, for some reason they think that I'm the one that's the one doing it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Hopefully, no more issues. There's so many other things that this guy could like be talking about, right?
No, 100%. But
yeah, I gotta be honest. This sounds terrible for the cops.
sometimes, you know, like...
I will say, like, there are explanations for some of these things, but, like, they don't do themselves any justice. Every audio clip I hear of the police officers makes me think that they're worse.
With some cost fallacy, they just think, oh, I put so much time and effort into this, I gotta make sure something happens. All right.
Dude, the sunken cost fallacy. It's like, no, I think Ben is kind of crazy. I think he's willing to go through this and do anything. Maybe not anything, but like, he's willing to go a lot farther than many people.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, Ammon just completely proves my point.
Yeah, dude, Reckless Ben should be just talking about the genocide going on in Palestine. I think that would solve a lot of problems.
Obviously, I'm not suffering from the sunk cost fallacy at all. Ammon's the one suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. I mean, they literally already admitted to me that they've held onto the Legos for so long, it's not worth it for them to give it back to us anymore.
I'm not going to distribute those things at this point. We've kept them on hold for this long, so.
Let's see what else Bricks and Minifigs is.
Bro, I don't even know where that comes from. What is that clip? What episode was that in?
Accusing.
I don't even know who's even talking in that clip.
Me of. Well, they're suing me for defamation. But this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs.
Dude, you know when Reckless Ben, representing himself, which I imagine was the initial plan, decided to pull up a video witness and it's just himself doing a new YouTube video to the fucking judge, that would have hit like crazy, bro. I'm sure that would have got him off.
Actually the ones defaming me.
They themselves.
Dude, could you imagine though the first day that they were in court? Reckless Ben, what do you have to say for yourself? Brian Mansell owned the largest anarchy server in Minecraft. He was using Smeckledorf to
say, hey, you guys stole this product from...
Crazy it's gone this far? Oh yeah, that's without saying. That's like a free space on the thing.
This person, if you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn the place down.
Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion, when they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're gonna make...
The problem that I have with this whole video, there is some interesting shit in here, but it's really a court defense that he's posting to public. Like, this doesn't help him at all. This doesn't further his goals. This entire episode is like, hey, here's like 2 minutes of really damning shit and some crazy shit with Google, but this is like the argument I would have made if I represented myself, and now I have lawyers.
Make up a reason to throw me in jail.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang.
And now we're back to like the sizzle reel of all the funny shit from before.
Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking...
I love this guy, bro. This guy is awesome. He's insane.
choice.
Bricks and Minifigs all...
Dude, when they were like, yo, just come down to the store and apologize to Amanda, and then she's like, I'm calling the cops! Dude, Kino content. I love it.
So getting me for RICO charges.
They're charging Reckless Ben.
Oh my god, it's fucking Lust.
For RICO. I think it is more likely that the police are guilty of RICO, right?
And that in the ultimatum misses the point in the end. What is the ultimatum?
The CEO's previous businesses, he actually got sued for RICO.
Ooh, that woman sucks, bro. That woman is a terrible YouTuber.
He's the one guilty of RICO, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the window.
I'm sorry, they're accusing you of a what?
Of the McNeff house.
You guys want to come to, you can see the window and see where they were shooting from.
Dude, you gotta, somebody splice in the clip of, where is it, dude? Where is the clip of, who's the guy who pissed in his own mouth? Joey Salad's sniper. Dude, is this it?
Today's society, people are being sniped all over the world.
What? No, I don't think that's true.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but we're doing a sniper
Nicholas
prank
DeOrio.
today.
Hey, I actually think you're a pretty funny guy.
Whoa, whoa.
Could be a sniper going on the hill.
When the police got
he could be on the hill, dude. Reckless Ben has the fucking L96A1 of the new Black Ops fucking re-release.
got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker who accidentally shattered the window.
Seems more likely that it happened from construction work.
Oh no, dude, no, a sniper. The sniper hit my house.
Some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider.
Yeah, that woman's like mentally ill. I don't care about her.
Story here. It looks like,
in my opinion, of course, obviously, I don't have any mental diagnosis yet.
Everything bad Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
Dude, they finally arrested Brandon McBest, dude.
So, just to let you know, we call it a double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in the lineup or depicted. So I will...
Bro. What the fuck is this, dude?
Give this to you, you'll have as much time.
Is this when he, like, identifies...
Is you need to choose someone or to not choose anyone. Whenever you're able to feel that you have ID'd somebody, I just ask that you search.
Did like Reckless Ben's mugshot?
Put an initial next.
It's him! Dude, it's him! Oh my god, I wish they made Ben stand with a bunch of lookalikes. That'd have been so funny.
And then, like that. Perfect. Okay. There you go.
That's so funny.
Okay.
He smiled. That's him opposite. Dude, imagine if Ben had to stand there with a bunch of lookalike bums they found on the side of the road.
Cool.
Really, this was like the final step that I needed. This is legit. We've been able to verify who he is now.
Yep.
So the police put on this big performance to make it look like they're going to all this work to verify the facts. When in reality, they already know who I am. They already subpoenaed Google. They already watched my entire first Lego video. They already went through all my search history. To me, this just feels like a stage.
Yeah, it's just like they're checking boxes. I agree.
Stage performance so they can show the world.
I don't know if it's a stage performance, but I do think it's just like following protocol, despite that they already have the information.
But hey, look, we verified everything. When if they would have just
the order of how they do things is important later, is it not? Because that would ultimately be used. I don't know if it'd be used like as a viable defense point, but I assume things have to go in a certain order.
Put an equal amount of effort into watching the raw footage I submitted to them, they would have found out that Ammon's just completely lying to them. But
are the cops LARPing? No, I just think like there's a way things are done. I don't know if they're doing
Nicholas
them the right way.
Goat, thank you for the $5,
like,
my man.
Morally just way, but it's possible that's the order of events they needed to do. They needed to have their I's dotted and their fucking T's crossed.
For some reason, they didn't. A few weeks later, when I ended up going to court, this was the state's response.
Again, that's not me saying that I think their motives are accurate or good, I guess, rather, not accurate would be the right word. Or like they're in this for the right reasons or engaging with things properly. That would obviously be more of an opinion-based matter. I'm just saying in terms of like structure, it's possible that was required in that order.
My name is Nick Mielstein. I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Dude, finally, the Kino. Rob's Media must have made this.
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, we could do what we call a plea in abeyance.
Were you able to see the footage I submitted to the police of our interaction?
I have not watched it, no.
Okay.
Is that Is that fucking Smaggle?
I have not watched it, no.
Is that fucking Smaggle?
Okay, because in that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, we say, okay, we'll leave. And then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside. And he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly see in the footage that we submitted. We were being respectful.
Yeah, this was his plan in court, I think. I don't know. It was like a sensationalized YouTube version of what he was going to tell the judge. I'm glad he got a lawyer.
Respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to.
Your Honor, my client is my opponent is ontologically evil, and everything he stated is a lie.
Let me look.
And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court, because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because
he's got like the Morty line delivery. Oh, jeez, Rick, he's saying that we were going to like shoot him up or something, and we like never did that. And
He's trying.
Literally is the Morty delivery.
I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail, then
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
I haven't really seen a lot, to be honest, because I'm not even kidding. This is my first watch through of the video. I think I saw like the first minute of it, and then I was like, I'll save this for content, or I'll watch this eventually if I decide it won't be content. And it's just been 20 days, and it's been sitting on my desk.
If he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I won't be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear as day in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information in order to silence criticism.
So did you submit that to the police officer?
That's literally Smaggle with a voice modulator. You can hear the way he's saying it.
In order to silence criticism.
So did you submit that to the
That's Smaggle. That is literally Smaggle.
Police officer?
Yes.
Dude, it's like a Smaggle-centric like speech impediment.
Is the footage going such that it's still going like when you step out the door?
It's they pitched Smaggle up. That's him.
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we are back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah, the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and could not have shown everything that possibly could have happened. And they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now?
Probably the same place that we started. I don't really think we've gotten much this time.
Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in jail in Provo, Utah. And now that they have written proof that I'm committing all of these insane crimes against them, I mean, obviously Bricks...
You should use all the Patreon money to buy Jeffrey Epstein's island and then fly outside of the jurisdiction of the law.
Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not how the court sees it. The court thinks that these are real, and for whatever reason, the court wouldn't let me share my side. They only heard Bricks and Minifigs' side.
Ben's side was not in the room, was not heard. The court signed an order erasing his published work on the...
I mean, that order is fucking insane. The fact that the amended version was too vague tells me it shouldn't have been signed, but I am not a lawyer. This guy, I don't know, is he?
The strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining order, preventing me from even talking about Bricks and Minifigs, which sucks because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends threw a giant surprise party for me. Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs gets to just keep spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence.
Well, I mean, this was probably recorded before he was given back that right to speak on it.
And
which it had to have been. It was in editing.
There's nothing I can do to stop them.
Except now that I'm able to talk again. Woo! Right?
It's crazy to think about how much
Oh, no, I was expecting it to switch now.
public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego dispute. That's turning into one of...
Dude, Jake Weddle works for this guy as a writer, right? Or at least he did.
How much public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego
I've never seen this guy in horizontal. He's always... This guy belongs in vertical video.
dispute. That's turning into one of the craziest legal cases and an internet crusade that is just exploding.
A $200,000 Lego collection. This $200,000 Lego scandal is
Dude, it's Philip DeFranco getting ready to cry about some fucking comment again.
literally one of the
Philip DeFranco is so soy.
craziest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be the best video
Aspen Gold!
I've seen.
This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered.
My God, I hate that guy.
By Mormons.
Legos.
Reckless Ben. Reckless Ben.
Dude, they got the Ethan and they got the Klein, bro. Now, they got Hassad Piker in the same fucking video.
Really?
This is like when Nerd City put Slazo and I'm Alex back to back in a segment just like this.
Mormons.
Legos.
Reckless Ben. Reckless Ben.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick! Brick by brick!
Yes!
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back.
I don't know how does this get the Legos back? The public outcry of support is great, but that's almost like a you-centric thing. I'm sure Brian was getting a lot too. I don't know, at this point it just made more sense to create a GoFundMe and give Brian $200,000 and then just that's it. Like baseline, start there and then move on.
But I was wrong. Now the court has silenced.
Because at that point, who gives a fuck if you get the Legos back? If people just fund the difference or fund more than what he was taking, what he had taken from him.
It's me. And it looks like all the work I put.
They shut down the GoFundMe. I thought the GoFundMe was put back up. Is it permanently down? And again, that wasn't immediate either.
Into this was just for nothing. However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced and decided to protest.
Break by break!
It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore.
Break by break! Break by break!
Or maybe I can be here, I just have to be in disguise so no one recognizes me.
No.
Alright. I'm here with, what was your name?
I'm Jerome. Cheers.
This is like so stupid. Why would you... So there's a public protest for you that's definitely not staged. Maybe it actually isn't staged. Why would you attend? And why would you tell everyone you attended when you're under a gag order?
Support the cause.
This is just like... Yeah, I get that he's reckless Ben, but this is just so pointless.
Just the American Fork local. Just here to support.
Here with Jerome.
I spent the rest of the day protesting for the cause, and not a single person here recognized who I actually am. And maybe the protesting worked, because after a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
Well, it looks like I don't need this disguise.
So, if he's already wearing the disguise, is it possible that he already got this information, filmed this part for the video, and then said this? I don't know.
I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs still hold people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how...
I don't know. There haven't really been a lot of public Bricks and Minifigures rallies, so it's possible it's just for the video.
Bricks and Minifigs can...
That's Jerome? No, he took the mask off. It's what the point of the mask is.
Make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech. Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs.
Damn, what do you need us for?
But instead, I have a better solution.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance.
Fuck off, bro. No. I thought this was about getting back Brian's Legos. What the fuck do you mean they could do fucking... The what? What? Dude, all the lawyers say that we will annihilate you, but we'll actually let you off the hook if you do the chicken dance, Eamon McNuff. Shut the fuck up.
Shit.
Nah, this is stupid.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're...
Nah, you lost me. You had me, you lost me.
Sorry by doing the chicken dance.
That's not... Guys, goal. Get back Brian's Legos. That's it. That's the only goal. Step one, get it back.
And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry. And we can finally move on to the next video series. And it'll be awesome. So you guys might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So I was thinking, well, if they get given an apology, they might say the right things, you know, but they're not actually going to mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm going to basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing.
Or you could just call for them to drop the lawsuits, pay Brian what he's owed. I don't know the chain on that, but pay him what he's owed and then move on. That'd be like a cool solution.
Not just with their words, but with...
Dude, you don't understand, all right? If they do the chicken dance, Reckless Ben is gonna drop the civil and criminal suits that or whatever he's currently facing against the state.
Their actions.
Or like against
actions. And once they decide to do the right thing, then I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again.
I mean, it doesn't. This is just stupid. Is he still talking about this, or is this like something that he's walked back?
And also make sure to check us out at www.westealfromoldpeople.com, because right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale.
Oh, fuck me, bro. Yeah, the end of this video sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Do the chicken dance, guys. Also, go buy my merch. Doesn't hit as well as, like, we're gonna get Brian's Legos back. Here, support the cause. That was kind of a better mission statement. Do people like this? He's tripling down on it. Yeah, do people, I mean, is this positively received? Do people like this?
You can buy right now one of Joshua Johnson and one of Ammon McNeth, and we're only making 500 of each.
I think these are funny. Like, the brick full bodies are funny, but like the chicken dance thing kills all momentum.
And once all 500 of each sell out, we're never making any more. And you gotta buy them now, because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectibles. It's gonna be sick. Also, subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. Also, part 4 is coming soon. If you subscribe to Patreon, you'll be the first to watch it.
Yeah, nah, you lost me. I think that's it. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. Does not stop. This is not about Legos anymore. I'm sure that's exactly what the court is looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it still has to be about Brian's Legos. It's just insane. So we pulled this up. That wasn't relevant. And we pulled that up for additional info. That wasn't relevant. So I guess let's take a look at this. This is kind of the initial reactions from the Ben subreddit 19 days ago. So you're going to see a lot of positive Ben stuff here. I didn't grab a counter one because I figured we'd be the counter one. There's a clip in part 3 when Eamon specifically mentions receiving inventory spreadsheets from Brian, which contradicts what he said about never seeing it in the CoffeeZilla video. That's interesting. Of course, he began his first interaction with Ben saying that he'd never heard of Brian. We pointed that one out. Holy shit, they subpoenaed Google, then Google sent... The Google thing is huge. That's like the biggest part of this video. That's like the most worth, actually. Like, I think with that, it doesn't justify the video's existence, but like... that would be the one thing I'd be looking for in the video. Then Google sent Ben's entire email history and Drive folder with all of his video clips to BAM, and after watching all of it, the Provo Police Department came to the conclusion that Ben was a liar. How is this in real life? All in all, the detective really needs to be disciplined and fired. I believe she was the one who basically... Okay, I don't know about the individuals, but that detective does sound like a jackass. More calling for the cop to be fired. Is it too much to ask the police would actually do their jobs rather than constantly finding a way to do the opposite? I believe from their perspective they are. They probably just viewed Ben as a crazy nuisance, and I don't know if that's like fair police procedure, but I think that's like, I do think that if you're somebody going to pester a business establishment, they'll oftentimes side with the business, right or wrong. I think that's more common than we think. They probably just saw him as like a loud nuisance protester, not protester, but like someone just going and harassing a business. Can't wait for part 4. Okay, Bam, you know what to do. Yeah, this is deranged. Is there anybody... Can I go to like controversial? Where is the discussion on the chicken dance? Mormons. I paused immediately when we were watching the video and abandoning Google and stopping to sue them for anything. Dude, Pete, this is the Reddit delusion. I will be suing Reddit immediately. Part 3 was not as revealing as I hoped. Oh, probably because of the delay from the intro. We were new, I think, for the most part. However, I enjoyed seeing Ammon lie like a rug. 99 parts to go. I love that the mods are sniper-like deleting any links to the video. I've seen them post in other subreddits, but they're much slower to delete them. Where are the Lego figurines that were promised to us at the end of the video? Those are on the thing. The video has 35,000 views. Could he also have 35,000 Patreon? That's like 240k. Go Ben. It's like the link is making its rounds. I made the post before I was in the thread, but here it is. Still trying to wrap my head about... Okay, so they're just not talking about it, are they? The police department's job is not to judge innocent or guilt, so no, Proto is not going to drop charges or not investigate him. They gathered the evidence presented to a prosecutor. The prosecutor does not judge guilt or innocence. They look at the evidence and the facts, and they say, do we have enough to go to court? They look for probable cause. There's probable cause for charges of trespassing and obstruction of business. The judge and the jury are the ones who decide the evidence, sure. What's clear from the video is that Ben had no idea how court worked or any kind... Yeah, I do think that's accurate as well. I don't think it's just from the video. I don't think that Ben understands this stuff at all. Another point is for Ben, if every time someone lied it was an arrestable offense, 99% of people would be jailed forever. I think that's fair. I would hope that was for a video thing, but maybe it wasn't. If you watched the video, you would have heard the Provo prosecutor admit that he hadn't looked at the evidence. They were sitting on a full video recording of the interaction where supposed obstruction business took place. They didn't even think to watch it. Instead, the police were working with Eamon to figure out what they could charge Ben with. Again, I do think that audio sounds terrible. I'm not, like, against this interpretation. You can argue what Bam did isn't technically a crime, because when the corporate steals stuff, it's a civil matter. The evidence is clear. They knew what they were doing. It's like, So nobody's talking about the chicken dance, dude. I feel like whatever part 3 was changed. Okay, I don't know. It's a clip show of older videos. He updated a bit. Remember, he had it most finished over a month ago, so it must be okay. Yeah, that's not. There's just no chicken dance shit. I didn't know it's simple, man. Like, nah, it's not.
There's a KFC in Yemen!
I was listening to LPN they had Ben on and he said that the first demand was to return Brian's Legos, then the chicken dance. So IDK what the actual list is.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should probably convey it well in a video, because that's fucking crazy. That's insane. The chicken dance thing is actually delusional. Yeah, I didn't know I needed to pull up. If I had known about the chicken dance thing, being like a real thing that he says at the end of the video, I would have brought like a thread or some conversational piece discussing it. And I did not prepare for that. Let me see. Oh, fuck me. This is even worse. I was literally dragging this in, and then I registered what this post said, and I'm like, this is not the one to pull. So from the end of the new video, is Ben being serious about the chicken dance rather than the millions of dollars he could get? This is what I'm taught. When I say Redditors, I'm like not specifically talking about our Discord. I'm saying like literal Redditors. This is the alternative perspective. It's just children being like, Ben said he could make millions of dollars because lawyers said so. Why would he pick the chicken dance? This is what I'm talking about, bro. Oh my god. Wouldn't it be better just to pay Brian Mansell and the lawyers as such at this point to make Bam pay for damages? Again, what did the arbiter always say? War it's so easy. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, it's like I get the joke, and I know it's a YouTube video, but at this point they've done to Brian. How much money they cost Brian? Yeah, sure. Let's see. Of course they would pay the other people the money they owe them in lawyer fees. Ben is saying that for his part, he only wants the chicken dance as compensation to him personally. His reasoning is solid because he did the same thing with the McCaney Manor owner pizza. Oh, okay. I clearly missed the lore. Eamon would never do it. His ego is too big for that. Honestly, yes. I think Ben would stick to the bit. I think he really likes doing the most unexpected thing possible. This is like subversion for subversion's sake. I feel like I'm watching like Daenerys just burn down fucking... She just burned it down, bro. She just burned down King's Landing. Like, it's not a characterization thing. It's just like, why would you... Yeah, I don't know. It's literally his brand. Sabotaging your own case is kind of crazy. That's a little too reckless for me. Sabotage. And again, I gotta be honest here. I don't believe that every lawyer has told him he'll be making millions of dollars. That's part of it for me. I think that that's like not a fair read of the situation he's currently in. Keep in mind, when this video was, like most of this video was created, he was representing himself in court. He has since now worked with actual lawyers. So the claim that like he was gonna make millions of dollars off of bricks and minifigures is already kind of funny, but being like, guys, listen, we're gonna put all those millions of dollars that are definitely real to the side. If you just do the chicken dance, it's off. Ben doesn't realize, like, he's not on the offense. He's not on offense right now. He's literally on defense. He could be royally fucked. He could see jail time. He could be financially ruined. Ben does not have the opportunities to be negotiating like that. It's like a YouTube settlement agreement where you don't own the cards. He's in like a fucking world of trouble at the point where he was representing himself. From that point on, I don't know what's happened since, but that was not really a moment where he could be declaring what will happen moving forward, you know? That, I guess that's, maybe I didn't specify that while I've been kind of ranting about this for the last couple of minutes, but that's the other aspect. Him turning around and being like, I could make millions of dollars of this, but I'll just settle on you doing the chicken dance. Sounds like me saying that to Google when they copyright, to fucking Disney when they copyright claim me reacting to fucking Cinderella or something. It's like, well, Disney can do the chicken dance here, or I could sue them for millions of dollars. It's like, I don't know if that's how that, I don't know if that's how that works. Yeah. It's just, he is not in control of this. He doesn't dictate that. So it's for the video, maybe, but like, I can't wait to watch the follow-up now, because it sounds insane. It sounded like, it felt like Cope where he's aware his case isn't as strong. Yeah, but he wants to convey that it is. And fair play to him in that regard, because I wouldn't want to turn around and say that my chances were not great either. But he wasn't looking down. I mean, all the discussion around Ben at the time when this was filmed is that he's fucked. People on the subreddits were like, Ben needs a lawyer. Why doesn't Ben have a lawyer? I look down on Ben for not getting a lawyer. People on like the Ethan Klein subreddit were like, why is Ben ruining his life? And meanwhile, he was out here thinking of like the chicken dance plan. That's the issue. That's the major issue at hand, is that he thought he could just walk into court, represent himself, and not find himself in jail for 15 years and financially destitute. He might go to jail. Yeah, he literally might go to jail. So yeah, I don't find this particularly funny. But anyway, I do think that the courts will solve this. I don't know how many more of these videos. I think I kind of got it at this point. I'm still going to cover what I said I'm going to cover. We're going to do a Reckless Ben 3.5 segment where we go fully through all of the new updates. So there's a 5-day-ago update that's about 15 minutes in length. And we're going to watch the Brandon Buckingham interview that he filmed with Reckless Ben right before the TRO or whatever got done. So this is all the stuff that we were missing, or maybe it's new stuff. I have no idea. This is where the legendary Rosa Parks clip that I've heard so much about comes from. And that will be the next segment. I can't tell you what day we'll do it. It depends on content or whatever, what's going on at any given moment. So we'll take a look at that. I hope you find that interesting. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And yeah, that's kind of where I stand on the Ben stuff. So I guess you'll be thankful that there hasn't been a lot of drama. In the meantime, I am patiently awaiting the discourse that surrounds the new EDP video from Mr. One Mike Clum. I do think that has the makings to be probably my favorite video I've ever seen, if it maintains some of the stuff that I saw when I watched an early cut of it. And I think that you guys are going to like it a lot, all right? I don't know. I don't really say... this is like a full endorsement, I guess, up until the point where I find out there's any inaccurate information, because obviously I wasn't sitting there with a fact checker. But in terms of entertainment, this is going to be a fucking banger. I'm sure there's like ethical complaints to working with EDP to the point where you're like filming with him, but I just don't care. It's unfortunately hilarious. So I'm looking forward to seeing the EDP documentary, the final cut of that, along with the rest of you guys. Did you see the new Destiny 2 clan? I saw it. I don't know where to find it. Apparently there is a new Ultimate Raid review clan in Destiny. I don't know if I'm in a clan right now. I might be in one, but if I'm not in one, I'll join it. I guess there's a Destiny 2 clan. Let me go in the Discord. I have to run through the salt mines really quickly. I imagine people are not particularly happy with me in there right now, or maybe they are. Maybe I'm unexpected. I do think that I don't know where that was. It's in staff chat. All right, perfect. Let's go. Where? It's in staff chat? How far up? Because I'm not seeing it in here. We have enough to field the raid team pretty easily is what I'm seeing. Did you see the Destiny 2 clan? No, I don't know where that is. It's definitely not in staff chat. Alright guys, I'll top off with it in the beginning of next stream probably. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so now there's a new Destiny 2 clan called Ultimate Raid Review. where the motto is "You're a product of your environment." And it's reference to the small fire team, friends and family of Nicholas DeOrio, which is a reference to fucking you can't see it. I'll make it. Which is a reference to Dark Viper Australia. That's fucking funny. That's a good reference. I like that. I like that a lot. Is there anything else I want to talk about tonight? Yeah, dude, this is dude, I love this GIF, bro. It's fucking awesome.